advertisement advisor.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Now that winter is really here, cooler overnight temperatures mean that your tire pressure warning light could be on. In most cases, you solve the problem by simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. As always, you can stop by any of our 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with that low pressure warning light, we fix those too. Check out jackfurriers.com. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't bother me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, a full wrap-up of today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
For Bradley, 4 to shoot. Bradley backing up, fires a 3 out there, short front of the rim. Karchinkov, the offensive rebound. New 20 to shoot. He'll circle out top to Burries. Cats will take advantage of it here. 35 seconds left, second half. Arizona by 2. Burries between the rings. Matched on Carr. Fires a 3 over him. It's good. Great. No, they give him 2. A 2-pointer for Burries.
That's okay. 2 points was just fine right there. Didn't need to be 3. Welcome back, Braden Burries from illness. I said we were going to need him in the pregame show, and he came to play tonight. The guards shall lead them. Arizona goes on the road. Took every punch. This was like let's not kid ourselves. This game probably should never been that close. But in this conference, you go on the road and teams have fight. And Baylor threw every punch at Arizona. And the Wildcats, like a champion, took those punches. And in the end, outpointed the Baylor Bears to get the decision. If you follow boxing and know the terminology, 87-80, the final. Your Wildcats remain on course to win the Big 12 regular season championship. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We've got the whole crew here tonight. We've got the captain, Kelvin Efon. We've got Jay W. Madden as well. We've got you on the phones, 520-848-1290. Text us, call us. Want to hear your thoughts on what you saw tonight. I thought it was a really fun basketball game to watch, for sure. We'll start with top takeaways, as we always do. And with that, we'll start with the captain, Kelvin Efon.
Yeah, man, we said before the game that Baylor was going to come out, man, and play like this was their tournament game. This was their chance to knock off the team competing for the Big 12 championship, and that's exactly how they came out. I mean, the athleticism of Carr, first of all, I haven't seen anybody as athletic as him, J-Dub.
That block on Dorso's 3 late in the game, wow.
Man, I mean, he gets off the ground so fast. I mean, and gets to the bucket, all kind of acrobatic finishes, but
he had
Baylor
42.
They just brought it. I thought that we could have played better defense, but, you know, being down a guy, too, and not sure who's going to play and all those different things, they still figured out a way to beat Baylor by 7. Almost got the spread. But with that being said, it's all about getting a win. And they went into Baylor, they went into Waco, and they got the dub. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about.
Cameron Carr had 42 points in 18 games at Tennessee before he transferred to Baylor. 42 points in 18 games, man. He looked like the real deal, 11 for 19 from the field. My top takeaways, DK, was just, grit and just finding a way. I think we've talked all year long about you got to pick what aspect of this Arizona Wildcats offense that you're going to try to take away, because obviously they're going to try to establish Mo Krivas early. The mid-range game is always going to be there. And as we've seen in these last 3-4 games, when the guards do need to step up, anybody who thought, we saw Bradley be the closer in the first 10 games of the season, but Burry's clearly looking like a little bit more like himself out there. The energy levels were high. Just some really big, timely shots. And you got to tip your cap and give credit to Baylor. Like you said, Kelvin, every team is going to try to salvage their season. They don't maybe have a future that includes the NCAA tournament, but a win over the number 2 ranked team, a win over a team that likely at this point is going to win the conference would be huge, for them moving into next season, into whatever postseason tournament they do get into. So they're going to bring it tonight. They were knocking down shots, playing with a lot of energy and effort, and Arizona had to meet that, and they did. And in that second half, love to see a game that comes down to 1 or 2 possessions in the last couple of minutes, because that's not something that Arizona had to deal with a lot this year. And when you get into the NCAA tournament, if you haven't had a situation like that in some months, it can become a problem. So good win for the Cats, a little bit of adversity down the stretch. Some guys stepped up, some blood on the court. That's how much Baylor wanted it, guys. A couple of, bloody noses and cut lips out there. And, you come out of the win with the Waco. You can't ask for more. Bear down.
I want to go back, and I'm going to play this cut from here, Jada, but I want to go back to something Jaden Bradley said that we had on the pregame show. This was Jaden kind of just how this Wildcat team needed to dig deep.
We just had some meetings as a team. We were just trying to do everything we can to win right now. We short some guys, short some key part of the rotation. So just anything to win, rebounding, attack the paint, get up more threes.
He said, get up more threes at the end of that comment right there. And the Wildcats in this game got up 21 threes and made 9 of them. And again, it goes back to what I've said all season long. I don't care how many you take, but you got to make your percentage. And they continue, at least recently, to make above their percentage. They finished shooting 43% tonight from three-point land. Jaden had 5 of those. He continues to understand the assignment when he knows or when he understands these games where he's got to take over and be the man. And you could clearly kind of see that. He kind of let the first few minutes play out. The Wildcats got down in this game. And then he understood, hey, this has got to be one of those nights for me. And he started firing, came out firing in that game. And you love to see that from your senior. Like Kelvin said, maybe not the best defensive game. They kept driving to the hole on Krivas. We'll break down what was happening there in terms of that defense. But again, it was one of those up and down games from him. They drove on him all night, but at the same time, he got some really big blocks in this game. They only gave him credit for 1. I don't know how that was. He had to have had more than 1 block shot.
At least 3.
Yeah, I thought he had at least 3 in this game. They'll need to go back. And
that's at Baylor, though. That's at Baylor.
Readjust.
It is at somebody else's house. That's not a block.
Readjust those stats right there. But just contributions all across the board. I mean, every time I was looking up, it was somebody different. Whether it's, and I'm going to have, and we may have trouble with the Window Depot tonight because there were so many different aspects. I mean, early it was Toby Awaka, late it was Ivan Karchenkov and Jaden and Braden Burries, grabbing rebounds. And Anthony maybe wasn't the Anthony we'd seen the last couple of games, playing on a little bit of a not so great ankle, but he still made some huge contributions at both ends of the floor in this ball game, both aggressively and shooting threes. So just a lot of different folks, I think, which is kind of been the thread. And we saw early on different a number of guys contributing for this team to get to where they needed to get to the finish line. And like I said, they played like a fighter tonight who took a lot of punches, but in the end was the smarter person in the ring and was able to outpoint the opponent to get the decision in the end. 87-80, your Arizona Wildcats knock off the Baylor Bears, remain in first place. 3 games to go, 2 against ranked opponents. It's back into the mini gauntlet coming up starting Saturday as the Kansas Jayhawks come to town, followed by a Big Monday date with the Iowa State Cyclones. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. Much more coming up for you. We'll review our keys to the game. We'll hand out our Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. We'll find out who beat the book in this contest, and we'll hear your thoughts on it as well. Kelvin Efon is here. JW Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, the post-game show. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot post-game coverage is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The post-game show is brought to you by Advantage Air Mechanical, Cactus Auto Company, Casino del Sol, Done Right Services, Drain Masters, First Chiropractic, Idaho Central Credit Union, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, The Window Depot, Bear Down Roofing, Dorado Rock, Essential Pest Control, Goodfellas AC, Hughes Federal Credit Union, Factory Direct Mattress, Johnson Manley Company, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
The Target, 422 Maple Drive. No tripped alarms, no broken windows. While you were sleeping, they made off with $50,000 in equity, and they didn't even use a getaway car.
Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Don't let termites turn your equity into sawdust. We stop the heist before the damage is done. Call 520-201-2000 for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, termites.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway and discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Hi, I'm Jordan Benjamin with Done Right Services. When your home or business needs HVAC, plumbing services, or electrical work, choose a genuine local Tucson company, Done Right Services. With decades of trusted experience and upfront pricing, Done Right Services treats every customer like a valued neighbor. From upgrades to urgent repairs, our licensed professionals deliver quality, care, and craftsmanship you can count on. Getting it done right. Call Done Right Services today at 520-369-3966 because you deserve it done right.
Now that's what I call savings. If you're looking for a real truck, get up to $7,500 off a new 2026 Chevy Silverado, plus up to $2,500 off a 2026 Chevy Equinox, and $8,500 off the Equinox EV. It's all happening now at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Truck tough deals, real savings. Call us at 747-8000 or see us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall or on the web at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
The dice are hot and the cash is calling at Casino del Sol. Every day, swipe your Club Soul card for a free entry into our Friday drawings at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 8 p.m. Plus, every 250 slot or table points gets you an extra entry. If your name is drawn, you'll step up and roll the dice. And if you hit 5 of a kind, you'll take home $5,000 in cool cash. Only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pascua Yaqui tribe.
The cold Arizona nights are here. Is your furnace ready? For just $59, Rightway is offering a complete system tune-up, ensuring your furnace runs efficiently to keep your home comfortable all season long. Routine maintenance is key to avoiding costly breakdowns. And with over 11,000 five-star Google reviews, you can trust Rightway to get the job done right. Plus, we'll include a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Call Rightway today at 520-640-2665 or visit us at rightwayac.com for your $59 complete system tune-up.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't bother me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit EssentialPest.com.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Carr knocks it away and steals it. Now the Bears on the run. Here's Carr coast to coast. Blocked inside by Krivas and grabbed by Del Urso. Now the Wildcats on the run. And it goes to Bradley. Bounce pass. Karchenkov lays it in.
And that's what Arizona needs to do there. Turn a Mo Krivas block into a fast break opportunity. An easy 2 for the Cats.
Ivan Karchenkov only had 8 points in this game, but again, he was all over the box score. 8 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists in this contest. He did hit a 3-point shot. Arizona wins it 87-80, the final score over the Baylor Bears. So the Wildcats sweep the road trip down to Texas, and they will come home to face Kansas and Iowa State before the final road contest in Boulder, Colorado against the Buffaloes. That'll be a week from this coming Saturday. Arizona, with their win tonight, now 13-2 in conference play. They have a 3-game win streak. They have a 2-game advantage currently over Kansas, Iowa State, and Houston, as well as Texas Tech, up 2 games on all of those teams with 3 to play. So we were talking in the break there, Kelvin, that really you're coming home and you got another one of those quick turnaround games where you got to play Saturday afternoon and then come back and play Monday night. The Wildcats really only have to win 2 of their last 3 to assure themselves the Big 12 championship.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking, and it's kind of cool. You got Kansas here on Saturday, so if you take care of business there, you kind of believe you'll beat Colorado. You don't want to think too far ahead, but you kind of believe you'll beat Colorado. So Iowa State game, we just looking at them, man. They got 3-point shooters. They play a lot like what you saw Houston playing, where they're bringing everybody above the 3-point line and bringing everybody up high and looking for the back doors and looking for the threes. So, Iowa State would be a tough challenge. But, man, it ain't nothing like having Kansas down here, number 2. They're like top 15 in the nation. That game is going to be huge. They can expect Kansas's best. So with that being said, man, I just think the Wildcats are lucky right now that they're getting this type of competition because you can't get we always complained around here about the Pac-12 and not having competition going into the end of the year and having so many easy teams. Well, that's not an issue anymore. That's not an issue.
The difference is that Baylor doesn't have their leading scorer shooting 51% from 3 at 6'9". Milan is a big problem. That's a big problem. That dude's a big problem.
That's the difference.
Again, a really good performance tonight by your Arizona Wildcats to get this win over the Baylor Bears. And I just want to kind of maybe go back to the beginning of this game because it didn't necessarily start that well for the Wildcats. It looked like Baylor just had a whole lot more energy early in this game than the Wildcats did. I mean, I mentioned kind of, Jaden was kind of maybe feeling this game out early before he realized that he was going to have to be the one to start to ignite that energy. How did you guys just kind of assess maybe that first 8 minutes where the Wildcats just seemed to be a little bit a step behind in this one?
I assess it as Baylor was ready. This is it, DK. This is it. This is your one chance to. They're not going to the tournament. They're not going to the NIT.
Right.
So my point is, this is your chance. They have talent. We see. I mean, every time you see a game like this where they take a team like number 2, number 1 team in the country down to the wire like that, it make you wonder, like, where was this at versus West Virginia, Cincinnati? You would be in position to go to the tournament. So basically, people play out of their mind when they get a chance to play against one of the top teams in the country, and they had the talent to actually do it. And I can't really say Arizona wasn't quite matching the energy, but again, I think it was more filling out and just Baylor really stepping up. And then the reality is, as a coach, you're telling your guys there's no way they can keep up this energy. This is going to fall at some point. They're at home. They're feeling good. They're making shots on their baskets that they practice on all the time. We just got to stay the course. And with a guy like Jaden Bradley, I was telling him, J-Dub, I said, man, he's just so cool, calm, and collected. I mean, he don't get too high. He don't get too low. They were down. He's not yelling at the guys or anything. He's just right there calculating in his mind, I'm finna take us on a run. So, yeah, that was just a beautiful game. And you just got to, again, I just think you give a lot of credit to Baylor for coming out and giving everything that they had.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just the energy that was out of sorts, DK. You mentioned 21 3-pointers, but there's a much deeper conversation to be had here, okay? Here's the stats. In the first half, Baylor outscored Arizona in the paint 22-12.
Yeah.
22-12. They led at halftime 41-34. Arizona took 13 3-pointers in the first half, 5 out of 13. A lot of those, Kelvin, were late shot clock. The 1-3-1, give them a little bit of confusion. Here's a grenade. Somebody shoot it. So not all of those were 3-pointers that came within the flow of the offense. In the second half, Arizona went back to what they do, 24-18 in the paint. They only took 8 3-pointers. They made 4 of them. They outscored Baylor 53-39. So the reality was Baylor came out, as you just said, DK, with the energy to let's define our season. We're feeling ourselves. The other part of the story, guys, is they just won versus the School of North, which is their first win in 3 weeks. They're feeling good about themselves. Of course, they brought energy, their home crowd. Let's get a win over the number 2 ranked Arizona Wildcats tonight. Feel really good about our season. Maybe carry that over, Kelvin. Get some momentum going into the offseason. Something to feel good about ourselves. Clearly, Baylor really, really wanted this early. That energy is hard sometimes. So you kind of have to, as the team that's expected to win, undermanned or whatever, I think they maybe played a little bit into that. They got down by 6. They got down by 9, right? And they started to try to shoot themselves back into it. But halftime adjustments, whatever they said in the locker room was, get back to what we do. And in that second half, it was much more the same drive to the basket, a lot more offensive rebounds. And they got enough stops. I think this was the best defensive performance I saw from Arizona all year was in Houston. This one was not that, but when they needed to get some stops, when they needed that play that I started the game out with was Braden Burries hitting that 3 DK, but it really came off an offensive rebound by Ivan Karchenkov. So timely rebounds, timely stops, guys, JB and Burries making timely shots. That's what got them to win.
When you mentioned that they made that Baylor had 22 points in the paint in the first half, and that came on 10 of 14 shots. So they were not only did they have a high number, but they were just making shots at a high percentage inside the paint in the first half.
The craziest Baylor stat to me, guys, is U of A turned the ball over 7 times in the game. Baylor had 14 points off turnovers, Kelvin.
Yeah.
They only had 7 turnovers, and Baylor had 4. So literally every single turnover they turned into points.
I was just telling DK, I said that block when he blocked Del Orso's shot, and then the ball went toward our basket. He went and got the ball, turned and ran away from Del Orso, stretched him out about 10 yards, and finished with an up and under layup. I mean, you're talking about athleticism. Nobody has converted on us like that on us in transition. And so, Baylor just had just supreme athletes, but again, they burnt out a little bit right there.
Let's head over to the YouTube channel, and a lot of folks are watching. If you're watching, you can, I should say, watch this show. We are on YouTube at Wildcats Radio 1290. We are also broadcasting this show on Twitch. You can check it out on Twitch. We also have streams as well over on our Twitter account, Wildcats 1290, and you can check out the show there. You can text us at 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Our guy, Fred Scheib, has stuck his head up from the snow in New Jersey. He says a number of things here. Key to the game, he said a foul on Burry's dunk should also be a flagrant. And although Bradley was a dumb wimp, it was an offensive foul. You can't sprint full speed out of control, crash into the dribbler, and then I think he's talking about the one where
the elbow,
the elbow to the head, that was
forearm,
the forearm to the head, and that was a good call. I thought they got that right. Yeah, I thought they got that right.
I think it was right with the emphasis that they're having now.
Yeah,
but that was incidental contact. You teach the guys to put their guard arm out. You have your guard arm, and it slipped up high.
Yeah.
Because he's 6'4", and it got him up a little high. But I didn't think he extended it. Like, it's a clear extension, what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
When you see the guy arm go bam.
I think the offensive foul was correct. The flagrant wasn't.
Yes.
But the thing is, like, his arm being stationary is one thing, but the reach, Kelvin, the defensive player reached in there, which caused him to ward off. And yes, the emphasis on anything towards the head. When Jaden Bradley's arm, because he's taller, like Kelvin said, gets up and a shorter player's head is right there, of course the refs on a review are going to call that anything to the head, unless it's Del Orso and he gets an elbow in his teeth. But other than that, I understand why they called it by the letter of the law, and JB's arm just got a little bit away from him. He wasn't trying to cause any kind of harm to the man. That's not what happened.
Let's hand out our Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. And like I said, this is tough tonight because early on I thought for sure it was going to be Tobia Waco, but then there were just some guys late in the game. I mean, Krivas got some big rebounds late in the game, although he only ended the game with 4. I thought Ivan had some big rebounds late in the game as well. Braden had a few late in the game to kind of secure this thing as the Wildcats, who trailed for the majority of this game on the boards, really took control of the glass down the stretch. And once again, kind of going back to my initial point in top takeaways, it was a little bit of everybody here tonight. So we'll start with Kelvin. Kelvin, who do you like?
23-11 in the second half.
In terms of rebounding, yeah.
Arizona was out-rebounded in the first half, and they crushed Baylor on the boards 23-11 in the second half.
Yeah, I like what a lot of the guys did today, man. But still, some of them grown man rebounds that Walker did, some of them offensive rebounds where he's going up with 2 hands, knocking guys over and going up and finishing, man, 10 and 13. 22 minutes. Yeah, I gotta go with my boy this time.
I'll go next. I agree in that I think this was such a close game, and they were so keen on using their athleticism to get around the bigs in Tobe Awaka and Mo Krivas that those 13 rebounds that Tobe Awaka got tonight in 22 minutes. First of all, that's more than both the last games combined, guys. He had 6 rebounds and 6 rebounds in the last 2 games. So good to see him back in his 13 boards in 22 minutes phase. But I'm telling you, because of the athleticism of Baylor and what they were showing tonight, I just think that I agree with you, DK. There's a lot of big rebounds by a lot of different players. And Tobe making sure that there were no second chance points, 8 of those on the defensive end. I got to give it to Tobe tonight.
All right, so Tobe Awaka, I won't disagree with that. Like I said, to me, it was him early on in the game, and obviously I'll stick with that and agree with what both of you all said. Tobe Awaka is your Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. Window Depot, lowest prices, biggest inventory. Shop thewindowdepot.com.
I know we're not doing the scoreboard, guys, but BYU is
down
trailing
30.
by 30 to UCF right now.
30
at home.
Yeah. Ooh. Wow. That is something for sure. Again, UCF, that's a good team. That's a good team. I'd be anxious to see kind of what they do once they get to Kansas City. They could be a team to contend with if they win this game, which I would imagine they'll hold on. They're going to be 9-6. Yeah. They're going to be 9-6 through 15 games.
One of the things that you don't have to worry about them is having guys ready to go because he played 11 guys.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And so they're deep. So if a guy or two go down, they're still ready to go and ready to just, guys going to get 5 or 6 more minutes. But the one thing that they got on their side is they're not going to have a lot of tired guys because they guys do not play a lot of minutes.
All right, let's get another break in. We'll come back. We'll dive into some of the defensive issues that we saw tonight throughout this game for your Arizona Wildcats. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. Kelvin Efon is here. J.W. Madden after an 87-80 win for the number 2 Wildcats on the road over the Baylor Bears. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and one of the hardest things I witness is when someone passes and they hadn't updated their beneficiaries properly beforehand. We all experience change in our lives, marriage, divorce, kids, and we work very hard for what we have. Leaving your legacy exactly the way you desire is important. This is your reminder to review all of your beneficiary designations today and at least annually. Seek guidance if you need it. Call our office at 520-719-1433 for more information.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and 2-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we are here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
Wildcat fans, where do you go when the final buzzer sounds? You don't head home. You head to Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies, Tucson's home court for great food, craft beer, and nonstop fun. At Roadies, you can bowl, throw an axe, play arcade games, or grab a burger while the next game plays on the massive screens. Then, catch the newest movies right next door at Roadhouse Cinemas with luxury recliners and full in-seat dining. Game days, movie nights, anytime. Make it a win at Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies on the corner of Grant and Swan.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put members' success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Now that winter is really here, cooler overnight temperatures mean that your tire pressure warning light could be on. In most cases, you solve the problem by simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. As always, you can stop by any of our 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with that low pressure warning light, we fix those too. Check out jackfurriers.com. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
Morning begins in the Rincon foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature, a community by design.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono Nation.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Second throw by Burries, in and out, no good. A rebound chased down by Karchinkov down in the corner. Off to Burries, down the lane, and slams it home. Oh my goodness.
Braden Burries with the poster there with the head tapper on a big time finish after the free throw.
Put him on a poster, young man. I thought that was going to be the play that kind of turned this thing around, but again, you know, credit Baylor, man. Even after that, they just kept coming. They kept coming. They kept throwing punches back at the University of Arizona because I thought, yeah, that's the one that'll subside them, but it did not. But what a tremendous play by Braden Burries, and what a return performance by that young man. 8 of 13 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 7 of 11 from the line. He went to the line the most of anyone in this ball game tonight in 39 minutes. 39 minutes he played tonight. 24 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 0 turnovers in this game for Braden Burries.
Yeah, he was tough, man. I mean, the way he was getting downhill, getting to the basket. I keep talking about playing on a high school team where you have to get it done, J-Dub. And I go back to thinking of him playing on that high school team and seeing him get to the basket, seeing him finishing in the lane over teams that know that he's the best player on the team and got 5 guys on him. and just watching him, it seemed like I guarantee you, this the most space he's ever had. So because he's going down that lane sometimes, I'm like, is there any help? But
is anybody defending me?
Right,
I'm used to having 2-3 guys on me.
And I was talking about U of A's defense, and I don't expect much out of Baylor because of what their season is or whatever. But they weren't playing much defense either, right? I mean, when I looked at it, and I said these guys have 5 turnovers and 7 turnovers. Like nobody really disrupted nobody today. But yeah, man, no, those guys, Berry's really went out of it.
I just checked it and did the math, DK, and 11 of Burry's points came that dunk and after, which were the last 8 minutes of the game. So that dunk came with 8 minutes and 17 seconds left on the game clock in the second half. He scored that bucket and 9 more points down the stretch. So we talk obviously a lot about Jaden Bradley closing. Kelvin, I mean, obviously Burry's was that dude in high school. He's that dude for many years. He doesn't necessarily call his own number, but obviously, again, pick your poison. There's many guys on the court that can beat you. It's nice to see both those guys down the stretch of a really close game. Guard play in the tournament, we all know you're going to need to be able to get your own shots against, that wasn't tough defense. You just said it, but you're going to need to be able to get your own shot late in games. And Burry's definitely coming up big tonight. 11 points in the last 8 minutes.
12 of 19 were the Wildcats. So they made 12 of their last 19 shots in this game. You guys, you talk about going downhill, though, and that's exactly what Baylor did. They went downhill. We mentioned early on the points in the paint that they had. They were really taking advantage of Mo Krivas in terms of driving on him tonight. Is that something that you think other teams might try to do, or was that kind of unique to tonight's game?
Well, I think if we haven't saw much drop coverage. And I thought maybe Baylor, I would have tried a little drop coverage just because of how hard they were going to the basket. Krivas didn't want to get any foul trouble right there. And, again, when they were screening, we were up. And that's how he got mismatched onto the guards. And those guys are nifty, and they was using their speed against them. I was more concerned with Del Orso and Waco because they were attacking those guys. They were, like, literally when they was hunting them. And as soon as they got the matchup with those guys, they straight line drive right to the rim. You go back and look at a free time of Waka. But again, Waka was going against, how we say his name again? Yusuf? No.
Yesifo.
Yes, Yesifo. I don't see it in front of me. But yes, Yesifo was attacking him, getting downhill on him. But you think about it, that's 6'4", 225.
Right.
We were letting him get away with letting him play power forward. And I just wish that we would have attacked a little bit more on the inside. But they were doing like a 2-3, but matching up man-to-man toward the end of it. So they was taking away the inside at the beginning of the shot
Drew
clock.
likes to switch those defenses like mid-play,
Yeah, and then switched it mid-play. So it kind of, got us away. But they were, I think Krivas got one foul on them trying to play inside at 6'4", 215, but we didn't abuse them enough. We let them get away with playing small a little too much right there.
To answer your question, DK, I mean, this roster that Arizona's put together for 25-26 is designed to beat any single style that they see. But I got 2 names for you, Koa Pete and Dwayne Aristote. So those are the 2 guys. You're talking about guys who are big as far as height, so they can match up with if they get switched off onto bigs, but have the strength to be able to push up on guys as well. So you talk about Mo Krivas getting out on an island and them taking advantage of his lack of foot speed. You just said it. He took the ball way out so that he could then drive past. Mo Krivas is never going to be able to move his feet the way that first of all, I marvel at the way Mo Krivas moves his feet on the perimeter. He's very good at staying in front of people, but every once in a while you'll get up against an extreme athlete, and they will try to take advantage of that. The reason that seems glaring tonight, DK, is the 2 guys on this roster designed to take away that style of player are currently not suited up and playing right now. So you're down, you're down a few guys. You're going to have guys switch over and do things that you don't necessarily see them do. I'm not saying Mo Krivas would have been out of the game because they were trying to, take advantage of that mismatch. I just know that there are other guys on this roster perfectly built to deal with a guy like Yesifo, but they weren't in the lineup tonight. And Mo is generally pretty good at that. And the guys behind him, It's really more, Kelvin, that guys who are on that side of the court with your big, if he gets out on an island like that and it's some kind of ISO situation, you have to be prepared to come over and help out, and then everybody else rotate around so that your man doesn't cut to the basket.
And one of the things that they did a real good job of, if we noticed, they raised everybody up above the free throw line. So it really stopped a lot of the backside help, and the help couldn't get there fast enough. So that was a great adjustment that you have to give Coach Drew over there. Had everybody above the free throw line, and then they ran pick and roll, and that's how they got a couple nice little rolls to the basket for the help. But those are just adjustments at this time of the year where people didn't watch you play and understand they play straight man-to-man. So some people could take advantage of that sometimes on different sets, especially early in the game, because they know exactly what we're doing. But when I look at their minutes again, as I said, they wore out. They all played over 35 minutes. So at some point, you knew they wasn't going to be as effective as they were if they wouldn't have to do that.
All right, let's head back down to the Foster Pavilion in Waco and hear a little bit of what Scott Drew had to say after his team put up a fight against the number 2 team in the country, the Arizona Wildcats, but fell 87-80.
Our game plan was to take away the paint, actually outscored them in the paint. The next part was we had to get more second chance points, and we lost that by 11, and that was the game. Credit Jaden Bradley stepping up, going 5 for 8 from 3, and sometimes you got to pick your poison, and came in averaging 1-3 every 3 games in conference, and he did a great job with 25, 6, and 6, and that's what you get from a senior point guard. So with our guys to have 1 turnover second half, shoot 49% against the number 2 ranked team in the country, I think we're getting we're getting growth. We're competing. We want to win, so we got to take care of the rebounding. Got to find a way to get a couple more stops, but we control our own destiny as long as we're playing. So we'll keep getting better and keep fighting.
Scott, you mentioned the offensive rebounds that Arizona had. They had some big ones down the stretch. What did you see on those? Was it bad bounces, or was it just them kind of outworking you?
Well, that Tobey is the leading rebounder in the country per minute played, so we're putting Tunde on him. So you're probably giving up a little there. Caden's probably giving up 100 pounds. And a couple, 4 inches or something. So their size, physicality is real. We'll watch the film. We really wanted to try to gang rebound. We needed our guards to get 6, 7, 8, 9 rebounds because it was going to be hard enough to keep the other guys off the glass. Free throw rebounds, inexcusable. Gave up 2, maybe 3. And then you're always going to get some bad bounces either way. But I thought, again, our crowd was outstanding, did a great job giving us life, energy. And at the end of the day, we got a rebound. They made 78% of their free throws. We missed a couple key ones, and 71%. Yet that's something we can control. There's no defense on the free throw line. And proud of our guys, how far we've come. But to beat a top 2 team, you gotta finish the job.
Scott, Tommy heaped a lot of praise on you guys during his press conference. Called you guys a dangerous team come the Big 12 tournament. What did today really show you about this team, and do you think you guys are starting to become dangerous?
Yeah, I know it took us about half the year to figure out just what we had and start to put guys in better positions to be successful. And I think toughest thing is in the non-conference, you play guarantee games, which you really can't see what you have, and then you play some non-conference games, and out of the 6 or 7, how many of them are 1 or 2 possession games? And then you get into Big 12 play, and all of a sudden everything is a lot harder, and if you're blessed to win, you're going to be in a lot of close games. I feel like our staff finally has our guys knowing what we can expect and what positions we can put them in to be successful. I think they're starting to trust each other, starting to play more because they're not thinking about what they're doing. We've tried to simplify some stuff and make it easier for them. But they were fun to coach today. They competed, they listened, they tried hard. But we're Baylor, and we want to win these games. We're used to winning these games. At one point, we were best record against top 25 teams in the country, and you got to get over the hump. So job not finished, no moral victories. Appreciate the crowd. We're going to keep grinding, getting better. We control our own destiny, and proud of the guys' improvement this year so far.
All right, that was Scott Drew, the head coach of the Baylor Bears, after his team fell to the Wildcats tonight, 87-80. We'll hear from Tommy Lloyd. It doesn't look like there was any players in the main press conference, so I don't know if we'll hear from any of the fellas tonight, but we'll hear from Tommy Lloyd and a few of the guys from the Baylor side as well straight ahead. Let's find out if anybody beat the book tonight.
Did the Cats beat the spread? It's time to find out how we bet the book and if we beat the book. Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
All right, U of A wins this game again by a score of 87-80. So that was a +7 victory for the U of A. Arizona, however, was an 8.5-point favorite in this game today. So the Wildcats did not cover that spread. Everybody took Baylor plus the 8.5 points. It was close, but that's a cover if you took the Baylor Bears and the 8.5. Everybody gets a W on that one tonight. The over-under in this game was 154.5. J-Dub and Kelvin took the under on that. 87-80 equals 167, so that's the over. I took the over, so a double win for me tonight. Yay. And split wins for Kelvin and J-Dub, so my one-game lead back up to 2. It was a good night overall at the Casino del Sol.
Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Why do I spend so much time educating our youth about financial wellness? I have seen the fire ignite inside of young adults when I show them how the power of compound investing can change their futures. This is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and I'm committed to affecting change with our youth. An idea for all of you listening today, gift a Roth IRA contribution for the holidays or birthdays for your kids and grandkids. Contact our office at 520-719-1433 for guidance and details. The change begins with us.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Broadway in Tucson presents the 20th anniversary season featuring 7 Tucson premieres, including Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Hell's Kitchen, Moulin Rouge, The Wiz, Back to the Future, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and more. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2025-2026 season tickets today.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or RoyalKia.com.
Looking for quality windows without the wait? Come to the Window Depot. We carry a huge selection of Milgard windows, in stock now and ready for pickup. Need something custom? No problem. From new construction to full home replacement, we'll help you order the perfect Milgard windows built to fit your space, style, and budget. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the Window Depot makes it easy to get the windows you need fast. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you and see why we're your Milgard window experts.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono Nation.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the neighborly done right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
Wildcat fans, why wait for a great night's sleep? At Factory Direct Mattress of Tucson, you get comfort for life and deals you can't get anywhere else. Shop top-rated brands like the award-winning Puffy, Lisa, and our FDM lineup, all at Factory Direct Savings. No gimmick, no pressure, just comfort that helps you wake up feeling like a champion. Find us at 3936 West Ina Road or at fdmtucson.com. That's fdmtucson.com. Easy to find, easy to save. Stop by today, sleep better tonight, and get ready for Arizona's next victory.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of five-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Now that winter is really here, cooler overnight temperatures mean that your tire pressure warning light could be on. In most cases, you solve the problem by simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. As always, you can stop by any of our 14-area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with that low-pressure warning light, we fix those too. Check out jackfurriers.com. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
February weather in the Oak Pueblo is beautiful. It's the time of year to go outside and enjoy the great outdoors. Springtime will be coming soon, and so will the Arizona heat. Now's the time to plan for the long, hot summer that we all know is coming. Now, for a limited time, we are offering 5-year, no-interest financing on Rheem air conditioning and heating systems, OAC. Call now, 520-492-0748, or book your appointment online at PictureRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, heating and plumbing.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, a full wrap-up of today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
She missed Trammell, flashing wide open. Gives it to Sugapong, who hits a big basket. Cornfield almost lost the handle, lost her defender. Sugapong 3 is good. She's got 20 points.
So good news out of McHale Center tonight. Arizona women's basketball gets a win over Houston in their home finale of this 25-26 season. 75-67 was the final score for the ladies. So the win snaps a little bit of a losing streak for Arizona women. Samaya Sugapong knocked down, those were both of her three-point shots. She finished 2 of 6 from 3, 6 of 16 from the field. 20 points for Samaya Sugapong, 18 for Nolani Cornfield in the ball game. The Wildcats made 25 of 27 from the line in this game to win it 75-67. Let's hear a little bit.
Did they take was there lids on the rim in the first half? Did you see the first half, second half scoring?
I did not.
So Arizona had 13 points in the first quarter.
19, overall, yeah.
So 13 in the first, 6 in the second, 27 and 29.
Yeah, in the second half.
Yeah. Second half, they took those took the lids
so that
off the
would
rim.
Be a combined. There was a combined over. That's pretty close to 100 points combined in the second half between the two teams, and they had 26-19 at the half. So that's 45 points. Yeah. Nuts in the second half. I don't know. Maybe they went to work and untightened unloosened some of the sockets.
Something
there. Let's hear a little bit from our head coach Becky Burke after the ball game, and also we'll hear a little bit later from Michaela Purdue, who spoke after the press conference as well on senior night. Here was Becky.
I'm really excited for our team and our program, our players, our coaches, and I'm really excited for our fans. What a way to wrap up the regular home season, and just can't say enough about how they supported us this season and day in and day out, showing up and filling this place for a team that just battled and may not have, shown up in the wins or loss column, but this fan base stayed true to us this year, and it was absolutely a difference maker, and it was absolutely incredible. So really just thankful for our fans and what they showed us all season, and I'm really thankful that our players get to go out of McHale and end this season on a win. We've been scrapping and clawing and fighting and putting ourselves in position to win games and haven't been able to close the door as of late, but today we did, and I'm just thankful for that and the smiles on their faces, and they just come in every day and work so hard. So as a coach, you just want to see them succeed. So.
Nora Francois finished with 12 points in the ballgame. She was 6 of 6 from the line. The only players that missed free throws in this game, Samaya Sugapong went 6 for 7, and Addie Adebanjo, also known as Blessing Adebanjo, went 3 of 4 from the line in the ballgame. So a very, very strong shooting performance from the line for Arizona as they win 75-67. They'll wrap up the regular season on the road at Utah on Saturday, and then it's off to Kansas City for the Big 12 women's basketball tournament, which will begin for them on Tuesday. Obviously, Wildcats are still near the bottom of the conference, so they'll be playing in that opening first round of the tournament in Kansas City. But again, playing some hard basketball down the stretch, so they're one of those teams on the women's side that you probably maybe don't want to see come tournament.
How's it work again? 4 teams get a bye, and 4 games get a double bye.
And
then other 8 teams get a bye, and the other 4 have to duke it out. Type of thing, or,
something that's exactly. It's that's the way it'll be. That's the way it'll be on the men's side as well. So that win tonight snaps a 5-game losing streak for the Wildcats. They had beaten Kansas State at home back on February the 4th. So 20 days between wins with the wrap up in Salt Lake City on Saturday. That'll be a 5 o'clock game. You'll hear it on Freedom 1400 with Derek Palmer beginning at 4:45. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's head to the lines and take a call from Doug. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Gameday, the postgame show.
Man, J-Dub finally got me on the air. I've been waiting for about 45 minutes.
At least.
What's wrong with you guys? I'm teasing. I think I called in about 6 seconds before you put me on. I really appreciate it. But, that's awesome. It's also kind of alarming that there's not a line of other Wildcat fans that want to talk about this game. I mean, to me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with any road win. And then it's absolutely nothing wrong with a Big 12 road win. I mean, we're still talking about Baylor. This is a proud basketball program that's won a national title more recently than we have, and possibly a future Hall of Fame coach with Scott Drew. Scott Drew? Which Drew is it?
Yeah, Scott Drew.
Scott.
Yeah.
Sorry, a little brain cramp there. So I'm fired up about it. Now, was it perfect? Absolutely not. I was, obviously disappointed with our first half defense. It felt like they were just running circles around us. But as you guys have already detailed, we responded in big ways. We started rebounding. We cut down on the turnovers. We started drawing fouls and getting to the line and made some free throws this time. And by the way, wasn't that refreshing to see the opponent be the one that has to kind of fret about missed free throws for a change? 'Cause it feels like that's been our narrative. So that was just cool to see. One of the things that I thought about watching this game is that the narrative is always, in a game like tonight, was that, man, Arizona has such a height advantage over its opponent. But watching it on TV, it doesn't feel like that, especially if Mo wasn't going to finish around the rim, then offensively I didn't feel like we had much of a height advantage. I felt like we made ourselves a little bit easy to guard at times. And then defensively, just, it seemed like a little slow foot. And Brian and Reggie were talking about that at halftime. But again, I thought we made some really good adjustments. And when Baylor made their run there after we had tied it or taken the lead, and then they came right back at us, a lot of that I thought was just making individual plays. I didn't think that, we had a bad scheme or something, but guys were, that car was looking like, I don't know who you compare it to, Dr. J or something.
Who did you compare it to, Kelvin?
Scottie Pippen.
Pippen. There you go. Yeah, just a fluid player, just slicing and dicing through the defense. So, just overall, I was very, very proud of the way that our undermanned roster, responded. In the first half, I thought Tommy, maybe he was trying to save some starter minutes for the second half. He was really rotating in Evan Nelson and C.D. Gay quite a bit. And then you notice that tightened up in the second half. And I think that was smart by him. He was willing to pay the price in the first half a little bit to try to save some of the legs. You've got a Burries who's coming off of illness, and Del Orso with a bum ankle maybe, and obviously, Pete and Aristo not available. So I thought he did a good job with the rotation overall. And like I said, I'm just really thrilled to get any kind of road win. In fact, this is a Texas road sweep.
Yeah.
During the Pac-10, Pac-12 years, we always talked about road trips. It's the Oregon trip, the Bay trip, the LA trip. And this is the first, most of the time in the Big 12, you're playing like a team from Oklahoma and a team from Ohio, or a team from Utah and a team from Texas or something. But this is like a true, almost a Pac-12 style road trip. And we swept them on the road, short 2 players. I love it.
This was really the only, I think this is, they somewhat had, well, not really a road trip. This is really the only road trip, per se, in the conference that they've had this season.
I think Tech is the only Texas team they don't play at.
Yeah.
So they beat TCU, right? That was one of the first games of the season. Obviously at Houston, at Baylor. They don't see Tech on the road this year. But yeah, Kelvin, Arizona, what's that, 3-0 in Texas versus Texas?
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, why we couldn't be in the Big 12 when I was in school?
Right.
I would have been seeing my family all the time.
Right.
But what I wanted to say,
I would have
been seeing my family all the time. I got to see them when we went to Houston in a trip that we had down there for Joseph Blair and Jarvis Kelly. I wouldn't say that was my trip because my trip was coming along with SMU, probably going into my senior year.
Is that Houston Hoops?
Right. But what I wanted to say was, the counter guards that scared me, and thank God that he wasn't a dominant scorer, is Isaac Williams. He was 5 or 6 today. I don't know why he didn't stay aggressive, but his quickness and his little wiggle to get into the lane, he had 5 assists, 0 turnovers as well, and a couple of them was lobs up to the rim. And I thought they made a mistake not, continue to attack with him. Now, maybe he got tired because he played 36 minutes, and he's a small guy. But I thought that he's one of those little guys, little wiggle guys. Remember, I always told you guys about it, the ones that worry me when you get in the tournament, that if they get hot and you can't stay in front of them because our guys are bigger wings. They're bigger wings. We're built to beat the bigger teams, and overwhelm the smaller teams, right? and you know, with your size or whatnot. So with Core being hurt, you know, getting in a little foul trouble and some mismatches, them playing all those guards, you know, got us caught up in some in some matchups that favored them, and they was able to get downhill. So that's something that we're gonna have to look at and figure out how we're gonna guard some of the smaller guards, you know, when we get to that tournament.
Yeah, that's a good point. You think about Keith, Mr. Jennings, right, running circles around us for East Tennessee State, or you know, some of those other guys, Providence. I forget who they was. It was God Shamgod their guard. I forget who it was.
Yeah, they had a few. Yeah.
And then I still think about Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Some damn Canadian from Santa Clara.
Yeah. Well, I think with Miami, I was just thinking of Devin Davis. He was more of a big guy, but yeah, you just
No, they
think
had
about
that
these
little
guys
guard
that
though. He
just
went
kind
for
of
20
run
on us.
circles.
Doug, how about
Oh, is
every
that
time
right?
we play in the Bay Area versus Cal over the past 40 years?
Yeah.
They always had like a 5'11 dude who, you know, could get busy. I think the roster is built to handle any style, and that's lesser so when Koa Pete and Dwayne Aristode aren't in there, because you talk about versatility defensively. I mean, Dwayne Aristode, you know, has been hot or cold from the perimeter, but as far as a fundamental defensive player, Kelvin, and at 6'8" and 235, I mean, he's big enough to handle some guys and athletic enough to move his feet. And I think Koa makes up for a lot of those rotations, Doug, right? So without those two guys in the lineup, you're talking about Deli on a bum ankle. You know, Nelson got in for like 4 or 5 minutes, but I think they're better prepared to deal with jitterbugs or even guys at that 6'4", 6'5" ultra athlete trying to ISO on guys when they have their full complement of defenders. I think the team is built perfectly to handle those kind of things, but without those two very, very fluid and you know, versatile defenders, I think it's a more glowing, and we're seeing more situations where one guy gets going against this Arizona defense we haven't really seen much of the year. But without those guys in the lineup, it's a little more. It's going to happen more often because, again, Mo Krivas isn't built to be out there on an island and getting isolated by 6'5" guys.
Yeah, Dwayne Aristode has a massive wingspan, and then Koa Pete just has great court awareness, and it seems like he's not perfect, but he reacts well on defense to where things are, and he's got that foot speed to cover distance if he gets beat, you know, and maybe catch up behind a guy and block it from behind or something. But yeah, there's no doubt you just can't be the same team when you're missing key pieces. But that being said, we just, you know, won in two pretty tough road environments without them. And then it sets up really nicely if we can get, you know, at least maybe Koa back for Saturday, you know, to try to get us at full strength down.
I think Houston was the best defensive, you know, game I've seen him play because of the scheme, right? Because they were pushing those guards way towards the sideline and double teaming every high pick and roll. But Houston, Doug, let them off the hook by shooting jump shots, right? So, I mean, if you're going to ISO some of the if Koa and Aristode are out, the way to beat this Arizona team is by taking Owaka or Mo off the dribble and clearing out that side and finding a way to get to the basket. Houston, too many jump shots from that Houston offense, but the mold is there. I mean, but you have to have, Kelvin, the athletes and guys who can take people off the dribble effectively time and time again, and then shooters to surround them with. And that's the style we're watching UCF do by BYU real dirty right now. That's a style that UCF plays. That's a style that a couple of these smaller teams in the conference plays. But as you know, Doug, in the NCAA tournament, you're going to match up with some team that's semi-undersized, that has a very different style than you, and tries to take advantage of those bigs. Who was it, Buffalo? That was the most recent one, right? Yeah. Buffalo and Ayton. Like, we've seen it before.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, for sure. No, it's great. With this schedule, I mean, has prepared us for every possible style. I think that we're going to see every possible defense. I mean, Scott Drew within one game probably lets you see just about every defense you're going to see in the tournament, you know, just from possession to possession. So, yeah, I think we're very well prepared for that. I just wanted to crunch the numbers here on the Big 12 race if I could. So, you know, by my math, we have a 2-game cushion on everybody and ostensibly a 3-game cushion on Houston because we own the head-to-head with them. So we need to basically, if we can win one more game out of these last 3, we clinch at least a share of the Big 12 title. Am I wrong?
Well, yeah, the interesting thing is they have so here's how it works. Like, they have a 3-game advantage over Houston, like you said, but guess what? They play Iowa State and Kansas. So, I mean, those are the other 2 teams tied at 11-4. And then Texas Tech is the outlier. Yeah. So, like, they're going to see Iowa State and Kansas. If they get a win over one of those 2 teams, obviously their magic number is 2 because they're 1.5 games up. But they not only control their own destiny, but the 2 teams that are nipping at their heels and potentially could play spoiler, Arizona has control because they see both those teams down the stretch.
Yeah, we definitely control it. I guess I'm just saying, like, if we were to go 2-1, we're guaranteed at least a share. Now, we may not get the 1 seed in the conference tournament if that one loss is against Kansas or Iowa State. And, well, see, even there, no, 1 loss, we're still in the clear. The only issue would be if we drop 2 losses, if we drop 2 games.
Yeah, because they're two.
So
they're 2 up in the loss column. They only have 2 losses. Everybody else has 4. So they would have to lose 2 games in order to share. Yeah.
Right. And so even if we went 1 and 2, so basically what I'm saying is, as if McHale wasn't going to be rowdy enough for a home game against Kansas in a revenge matchup, it's also a chance to clinch a share of our first ever Big 12 title in McHale Center, and then potentially, cut down the nets against Iowa State the next home game. So we've got a couple of biggies here. These are among the biggest conference home games we've had in a whole long time. Very reminiscent of when you'd have the big UCLA or Stanford or Washington matchups here at McHale for or Oregon trying to decide championships. So man, you just got to love college basketball, and this is why I just say, like I say it 1,000 times a year, but it's just not all about the tournament. These regular season battles, I just get into them. I think they're awesome. So I just love the idea that we're at the top and everyone's chasing us, and that's how it should be with Arizona basketball.
Yeah, that's what Tommy said when we were talking in the pregame show. He came out, it was after the game the other night. He came out and said, hey, we want to win this thing. And I was glad that he said that, because that's not something that really Tommy often comes out and admits that, yeah, we are playing for this opportunity to win this Big 12 championship, and that means something. And I think that gives the players something to hang their hats on over these next 3 games to kind of lock this down and finish. As I always remember, Sean Miller talking about, the 3 seasons. You got the non-conference, or even, he would break it down to, we're playing tournaments. We want to win this tournament. If we're going to a Maui, if we're going wherever, we want to win that tournament. We want to win the non-conference. We want to win the regular season. We want to win the conference tournament, and then we want to go on and try to win the big tournament as well. So you have a chance to definitely do that over the course of these next 3 games.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, there are tangible accomplishments you can notch in your belt throughout the season, and it's not just all about that final one that, of course, all 68 teams want. Only one of them is going to get it, and so you might as well also chase some of those other ones along the way, and we've got a chance to do that in the next 7 days.
So is Coach Lloyd going to have a Tad Boyle program hanging up in his office at some point? Because it would be at Colorado. That's the last home game. That's the last game of the season. But yeah, I think, what did they win, Doug? 18 Pac-12 regular season titles, I think, something like that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it was 17, 18, 19, somewhere in those numbers. So yeah, it's always it's the tradition, Kelvin, at Arizona is to win conference titles. So the coaching staff and players aren't going to tell you in November and December we're here to take the Big 12 title and all. It's always going to be game to game. But Kelvin, all those guys want to win. They want to hang a banner. They want to be able to come back in 30 years. We've had all these alumni coming back through the building. You want to be able to look up one day and say, that banner, we did that.
They got the banner and the big ring and all that stuff that comes with the conference championships. That's exactly the reason why, you want to win these. And you know what I was thinking about? I said, Coach Olsen right now, especially after playing this type of gauntlet, I don't think he'll want to play in the conference tournament because some of these teams, that's the advantage with the double bye, though, because you get rewarded for having a great season, because you can get worn down playing against this type of competition on 3-4 days in a row, and then you go into the tournament. That's how guys get injured with those 3 and 4 games in a row. And as I said, you go into the tournament a little nicked up. So
it was always 8-2 for like 22 years. And Coach Olsen and Coach Montgomery were the 2 no votes because Stanford and Arizona were always guaranteed NCAA tournament berths. So they didn't want to be playing no Pac postseason tournament. That's why they didn't have it from 89 until early 2000s. So yeah, it makes sense. But the bye, you're right, Kelvin. The bye is super helpful. If you're only going to have to play 3 games in 3 days, maybe not so bad.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that boat this year myself, that this has been such a grind that I wouldn't even, I'm not going to Kansas City, and I don't want to jinx it, but if we were to get an early exit in KC and just have a chance to kind of catch our breath, get healthy, I don't know that would be the worst thing in the world for this team. Of course, you'd like to have that trophy as well, but yeah, we've got bigger fish to fry.
Try
So,
to tell this team, Kelvin, not to compete, though, right?
But I was going to say this, but after you win the conference outright, I don't think we're battling for much. I mean, just the conference, trophy. I mean, the tournament trophy, but I don't think it's going to help our seeding.
Right.
If we win,
no, I don't think so either. Yeah, exactly. It would be basically just for the trophy, for pride. Yeah, but I mean, Tommy just shocked me the other day when I think it was after Houston, where he actually knew who our 4 remaining opponents were, and that's very unlike him because normally he can't name the third team on the schedule.
Yes, he can.
Look, guys, we're playing Kansas State and Texas Tech, and then I don't know who we're playing after that. And this time he rattled them off. He's like, look, we got Baylor. Then we got Kansas, Iowa State, and we're at Colorado. And I couldn't believe he even knew that we were at Colorado.
So, Kelvin, you think he's snowing us on that?
I think he knows every opponent on this list. And I think he knows exactly when they're coming and what's going on. Man, these guys this is their life. This is their life. Right. No, he's prepared. He's knowing. I mean, of course, we understand that our players are listening and we want them laser focused on one game at a time. But even as players, we're looking down the calendar and circling teams that we know our buddies play for, or we got a personal vendetta because they didn't recruit us or whatever it may be. It just goes with it. But as a coach, you're trying to make sure you're putting the right thing out in the media. You don't want your guys looking ahead as a group.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just thought it was funny because he never, even if he knows who those opponents are, he never admits that he knows. Right. Except this time he did. This time he did lay it out, which tells me he's hungry for that Big 12 regular season title trophy himself. So, all right, I'll let you go with that, guys. But great to get a road win at Baylor and at Houston, and excited to see this team come back on Saturday, nice and strong, and hopefully a little bit more rested and healthy.
Here we go. Doug, always great to hear your thoughts.
Thank you, guys. Bear down.
All right. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. That opens up a line. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. We still have to review our keys to the game. Scoreboard, it's winding down in Provo, and it's not going to be a good night, although they have cut into this deficit. They're now trailing by just 16 points versus 30. So there's, again, BYU coming back on a team late, but they had too much to make up
be pressing
tonight against UCF for sure. Both these teams came at 8-6, so UCF now is going to be ahead of BYU. BYU might be out of the rankings come Monday after this loss at home, big loss at home here. Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day continues after this timeout. Your chance to get in right now, 520-848-1290. Call or text. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Now is the perfect time to start your next home renovation project. At the Window Depot, you get factory direct prices, no installers, no middleman, and serious savings. Windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, all in stock and ready to take home today. Perfect for DIYers and contractors who want to save thousands and get materials fast. Your project, your timeline, the best prices. Shop online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you.
Everyone loves to get together for food, fun, and sports. But what's the best spot? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire, Catalina, and Oro Valley. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and for our neighbors for years, and we get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. At our Catalina Grill, you'll love the elevated bar fare and barbecue, served in our relaxed and fun neighborhood grill. Fork and Fire Catalina, where great food meets good times and a strong community. Bring everyone on down to Fork and Fire in Catalina and Oro Valley.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats basketball radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. CoolWillies.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
The dice are hot and the cash is calling at Casino del Sol. Every day, swipe your Club Soul card for a free entry into our Friday drawings at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 8 p.m. Plus, every 250 slot or table points gets you an extra entry. If your name is drawn, you'll step up and roll the dice. And if you hit 5 of a kind, you'll take home $5,000 in cool cash. Only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pascua Yaqui tribe.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't bother me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
Morning begins in the Rincon Foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. A community by design.
Now that's what I call savings. Looking for strength and value? Get $2,000 off a new 2025 Chevy Trailblazer, $3,000 off a 2025 Chevy Traverse, and up to $4,500 off a 2025 Chevy Colorado. That's real muscle, real savings. Right now at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Call us at 747-8000, see us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or on the web at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management. As a boutique fiduciary investment firm, our clients have trusted us to guide them down their financial paths for decades. Whether you are an individual or family, business, foundation, or nonprofit, we are committed to your long-term goals and financial futures. We are proud supporters of the Tucson community and all that makes our city so special. Visit online at meridianwealthllc.com to learn more about Meridian today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was, and even better. Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Family outgrowing your car? Hughes Federal Credit Union can help you get the car you want and the rate you need. Hughes is one of the only financial institutions in the country that doesn't switch loan rates based on a qualified buyer's credit score. That means you get our one-rate guarantee regardless of your credit score. We promise. When it's time for your next new or used car, Hughes is here to take you further. Check out our low rates on hughesfcu.org/auto and apply today. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
February weather in the Old Pueblo is beautiful. It's the time of year to go outside and enjoy the great outdoors. Springtime will be coming soon, and so will the Arizona heat. Now is the time to plan for the long, hot summer that we all know is coming. Now, for a limited time, we are offering 5-year, no-interest financing on Rheem air conditioning and heating systems, OAC. Call now, 520-492-0748, or book your appointment online at PictureRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
9:09 to go second half. Cats down by 2. Bradley inbounds to Waco, who slams it home, cutting in from the right side. A no-look from Jaden Bradley.
Beautiful find there by Jaden Bradley on that baseline, that bounce, finding a cutting Waco for the dunk.
Tommy's getting real good with those inbound passes. We've seen a number of those work in recent games. That one there to get a dunk for Toby Awaka. There was the one against Houston, the double screen to get a three, an important three for Anthony Del Orso. Scheming it up there, Tommy Lloyd. 87-80, the final. Arizona beats Baylor.
I haven't gotten your thoughts on the football out-of-bounds play with the button hook.
Well, one worked, one didn't, but it was pretty cool to see. You could tell that they working on stuff, and he's keeping the guys interested in learning different things right there. And as you guys said, I love the out-of-bounds plays because it shows a little bit more creativity in his offensive play calling and showing that he can set up stuff if he really wanted to.
Let's hear a little bit of what Cameron Carr had to say after his team fell to the Wildcats 87-80. We'll head back down to Foster Pavilion.
My guys competed really, really hard, so I'm proud of them for that. We just got to take away what we learned today and have carryover. So all in all, I was proud of my teammates today.
When you look at some of these close results, obviously it's kind of tough to take that hit on the chin, but how do you guys bounce back after being so close but dropping these close games?
I'd be lying if I said it was easy. It's hard. It's mentally, it's very challenging. Nobody likes losing, especially close games. Every good team we've played, not every team, but most of them have been really close games. And so, yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, but you got to keep a positive mindset about it because if you start thinking backwards or negative thoughts, it's going to eat you alive. So just trying to stay positive and take what we did well, take it from this game, and like I said, just try to have good carryover and bring it to the next game.
Cameron here in the back, you kind of talked about the frustration in terms of defensive rebounds, not being able to get them down the stretch. How frustrating was it that Arizona kept getting second chance opportunities?
I wouldn't even say it was necessarily frustrating. It was, but my teammates tried. They competed, and so that's all you can ask for. They did a heck of a job rebounding and hitting and making it extra physical in the paint, and so I just got to tip my hat to my teammates and know that they were trying. They really, really were, and that's all you can do for real.
Cam, does it say something about this team? I mean, you just talked about it, that you guys do continue to fight, even sometimes against tough odds?
Wait, ask that one more time? My bad.
No, you're good. Does it say something about your team that you guys continue to fight, even though some of the goals maybe have changed?
Yeah, no, I think, I think it's just patience. It's the hardest part. God's timing is the best timing, and sometimes you want stuff right here, right now, and that's not always the answer for you. And so you just got to keep trusting the work you put in, trusting that God's got us, and that we'll be all right. It's challenging right now. It's hard because we're in the fire, but you got to take away the positives from it and not just look at all the negatives, and just know that, man, we're learning, we're getting better, and I think we're going to have really, really good carryover. We learned a lot from this game, and we showed that we can compete, and I feel like a lot of big games we've shown that we can compete at a high level and that we're right there. So it's just, instead of being right there, we just did it. So that's the hardest part.
Cameron Carr speaking down at the Foster Pavilion. He had 26 points in this game, 11 of 19 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, 2 of 3 from the line. 26 points, 4 rebounds. He had 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 block, and 1 steal. The 1 block was an incredible one in 37 minutes, but his guys came up just a bit short in this contest by a score of 87-80. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. 520-848-1290. Wildcats will come home and take on Kansas. They will play that game on Saturday. Again, if you are not aware, that game has been set for 2 o'clock. They did not set the time on that until Sunday. It is a 2 o'clock game. We'll have our coverage beginning at 10:30 with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, and it'll be a 1:30 network start time. I do want to talk a little bit about Ivan Karchinkov. He was 1 of 4 from 3, finally kind of hit one late in this game, guys, but that's been a little bit of a struggle for him, that 3-point shot. as of late. Just has not been able to knock it down. And not to mention, we were talking about Jaden hitting 5. That's a career high for him. I think I heard Brian say after the game his previous career high was 3 in a game. He made 5. But we thought Yvonne might be a guy that could really help this team in terms of three-point shooting. And again, he's done a lot of other things, but that has been one area where he's kind of struggled to get that shot to fall of late.
Yeah, I mean, he exerts so much energy on defense. I mean, he's all over the place, rebounding, doing all kind of the dirty work. I'm not saying that I think that he was fatigued, even though he did play 37 minutes. I just think it's just a matter of just continuing to lock in and take those shots, and they're going to fall. He has good form on the shots. He brings way more to the table than just offense. I mean, just with his defense, he would still be a starter. Yeah. So, and his ability to pass and rebound, and so all the other intangibles that he brings to the game are huge. So he only took 9 shots tonight, which is his normal amount. But I think with a few more shots, he would have maybe knocked down a couple more threes.
Yeah, that's the least amount of shots he's taken in the last 4 games. He'd been in double digits against Kansas, Texas Tech, BYU, and Houston.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I don't think Ivan Karchenkov is a great shooter. I think he's a great player. And the issue is that he made 2 for 2 versus Florida. So freshman makes 2 for 2 in his debut. All of a sudden, every single media head was like, "Oh, Ivan Karchenkov is going to be the best shooter on this team." That's not what he does. I mean, the one thing I will say, Kelvin, is, you talk about Koa's shot being flat. I think Ivan Karchenkov's shot has maybe a little too much arc on it because he gets it. He's like, got sky balls going on there. And when it does not go in, it's a hard fall off the back rim sometimes. So I think Ivan Karchenkov, based on everything we've seen about his overall game, is going to develop into a great shooter. Like Kelvin said, he's got really nice form on it. He just has to set his feet. The one thing I will say is sometimes he comes off a little quick and he shoots it a little early, but when he sets his feet, it's like he did, what was it, the game he played versus BYU, I think it was? Set his feet twice and it was very pure both times. So I think with Delhi being out, that he might have taken it upon himself to take a couple more threes tonight than he normally would have. But 1 for 4, is fine. I think, I don't worry about a guy like that, Kelvin, being in a, quote, shooting slump, because he's not necessarily a great shooter to begin with. I want to see Karchenkov going downhill, drawing fouls, and this big 6 big assists tonight, right? And that's the biggest thing about him. Both those late shots by Braden Burries came off an offensive rebound hustle by Ivan Karchenkov. So, yeah, he adds, like Kelvin said, he adds so many intangibles to the game. He would be a starter by his defense alone. And, I think if you see a guy go 1 for 8, it's a problem. You see a guy go 1 for 3, 1 for 4, you're just taking shots within the flow of the offense.
And I want to shout out, we mentioned, obviously, the stat sheet probably didn't indicate all the blocks that Motias Krivas had in this game, but there was one, and the Wildcats only had 7 turnovers in this game, but one of them was a really bad cross-court pass by Jaden Bradley. I'm not sure what exactly he was thinking on that pass. That got picked, and it looked like it was about to turn into a transition basket the other way, and Krivas got back and blocked that shot at the rim, and then it turned into transition points at the other end of the floor for the Arizona Wildcats. I thought that was a really, really key play in the second half of this ball game as well for him to get back and be able to.
And steals it. Now the Bears on the run. Here's Carr coast to coast. Blocked inside by Krivas and grabbed by Del Urso. Now the Wildcats on the run. And it goes to Bradley. Bounce pass. Karchenkov lays it in.
And that's what Arizona needs to do there.
There you go. Ask and ye shall receive right there. I thought that was a huge play in the second half.
That block was similar to the one he had a couple games ago too, Kelvin, where he had a little guy on him trying to drive him right to the rim, and he just moved his feet, and then with the offhand, with his hand down towards the rim, just came up and just stayed tall, right? Like kept his hands up, stayed tall, but his momentum was moving towards the baseline. Both those little guys tried to sneak it under tight off the glass, and Krivas wasn't having any of it.
If I'm not mistaken, that was the play that gave them their first lead. I think that gave them their first lead in the second half. It was a tie game, 48-48. Looked like that bad pass might turn into a bucket to give BYU the lead back again, and it turned into a 50-48 advantage for Arizona, and was a huge momentum shift. on that particular play right there. 87-80, the final. Let's get a break in. We'll come back. We'll review our keys to the game. Still scoreboard. Tommy Lloyd as well. You're listening to Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by ABC Heating and Cooling, Arizona Commercial Lighting, Blue Sky Pest Control, Broadway and Tucson's 20th anniversary season, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Gospel Rescue Mission, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Shamrock Heating and Cooling, Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Appliance Company, JT Auto, Lexus of Tucson, Mr. Rooter, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking K, a master planned community designed by nature, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 40 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcast. So if you've been injured, make the right choice. First
Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Coach, Tommy Lloyd here with the Right Way team.
Thinking about replacing your heating and air system? It's February at Right Way.
These are some of the slowest months of the year. We have equipment in stock and our crews are available.
And we're including an 80% furnace absolutely free with the purchase of an air conditioning system.
And if that's not enough, we're offering up to 60 months no interest financing, manufacturer and energy efficiency rebates, and 10-year parts and labor warranty.
Call or text 520-200-2422 today or visit rightwayac.com.
If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thama Ogden Nation.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of five-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care.
Now that winter is really here, cooler overnight temperatures mean that your tire pressure warning light could be on. In most cases, you solve the problem by simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. As always, you can stop by any of our 14-area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with that low pressure warning light, we fix those too. Check out jackfurriers.com. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
Now that's what I call savings. Truck buyers, this one's for you. Get up to $7,500 off a new 2026 Chevy Silverado and up to $4,500 off a 2025 Chevy Colorado. 2 tough trucks, one place to save. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Call us at 747-8000, see us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall, or on the web at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Our daughter was addicted to pain meds, and for over 2 decades, she was lost to us. We tried to help, but the more we tried, the worse it got. She went to 18 different rehabs. We finally realized that to really love her, we needed to let her go, even when that meant her going to jail. When she got out, she went to Gospel Rescue Mission, and as the days turned into months, we knew we had our daughter back.
If you need help, or if you know someone who needs help, go to grmtucson.com.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or RoyalKia.com.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
46-41 Baylor. Arizona the other way. Bradley ahead to Burries. Chased out top by Ratai. Feed it left corner. Bradley open for 3. Got it. Lexus of Tucson, charity 3 for Jaden Bradley. He's having himself a game. 18 points now on the night. The Wildcats back within 2 now. 46-44.
Career high, 5 3-point shots made for Jaden Bradley. 87-80 the final. Your Wildcats knock off the Baylor Bears. Let's review what we thought U of A needed to do to win this game today.
How did our keys to the game go for your Wildcats? Our keys to the game are brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
Number one, they're going to come in and play some sort of zone 1-3-1, 1-1-3 type of thing. I just think it's just smart for them to do to try to counter U of A size. So I think we got to be prepared to really lean on Karchinkov, because I think he's the player that can play at the high post and still get that high-low pass and also make a shot there. So really would love to see him and Braden Berry step up a little bit right there too. Secondly, I think Yusufo, man, I think he's a great offensive rebound. I really want to see us lock in on boxing him out so they don't get extra possessions, easy putbacks by him, and also keeping him from driving and getting into the lane, getting easy buckets. Baylor will be desperate tonight. They want a home upset of the number 2 team. They want to storm the court. Arizona needs to punch them in the mouth and continue to punch them in the mouth until the end of this game to make sure that they stay out balanced.
Tunde only had 1 offensive rebound in this game, so they did a pretty good job of keeping him off the offensive glass.
Yeah, no, they did. They kept them off the boards as a whole. They only got 9 as a team, so they did a pretty good job there keeping those guys off off the glass, but they didn't punch him in the mouth from the beginning.
No.
And I told you, if you don't punch him in the mouth, it's like your little brother. You know, he's going to think he really got a chance, and he's going to give you all he got and make a game of it. And
I mean, from
that's
Bradley's,
exactly what happened.
From Bradley's bloody nose and Del Orso's bloody lip, I think it was the other way around. Kelvin.
Yeah, they was throwing the punches. They was throwing the blows early.
My keys. My biggest key tonight is going to be neutralizing Obi Agbem. I think you've got to obviously pressure him out front. He's their one big-time three-point shooter. You don't want to let him get going, but I think also you got to make him work at the defensive end in this particular ball game. You got to make him, draw him into isolations and make him have to defend Jaden Bradley, make him have to defend Braden Burries out there. I think the more he has to defend in this game, that'll take away from his ability to really get going offensively as well tonight. So definitely want to see that from this ball club tonight, the Arizona Wildcats. And then again, you go into these environments. Kelvin mentioned it. It's going to be a raucous place tonight. It ain't going to be any worse than it was on Saturday, but they've got some momentum coming in here. I think if you don't have Anthony Del Orso out there, I think indeed this is a game, Braden, whether he's sick or not, we're going to need that offense back from him. So Braden Burries is going to have to get the offensive punch going again. That's going to be one of my big keys. If Anthony is out of the ball game tonight, Braden scoring again for the Arizona Wildcats. He's had the ability to kind of sit back and kind of, take it all in. Not necessarily take it all in. That's probably a bad way to say that, but, not have to necessarily be the man the last two games because Anthony has kind of taken that load off of his shoulders. And then the last thing for me, as always, is going to be for this team to crush Baylor on the boards. I think that this is that game where they'll be able to do that. Baylor, they've got some athleticism in Cameron Carr, like I said, but I don't know that they can beat you on the glass like some of the other teams, higher-level teams. So crush them on the glass and get back to playing the way that the Wildcats have done inside this season. Crushed them they did in the second half, as J-Dub mentioned, 23-11. And, of course, the guard play really did make Obi Agbam have to work in that ball game between Jaden Bradley and Braden Burries. And he just took 5 shots, which, was much lower than what we'd seen from him in terms of his average coming in. 15 shots for Tunde and 19 shots for Cameron Carr. I mean, they took over half of the Baylor Bears shots in this game were the two bigs.
Yeah, 37 minutes and 5 shots.
Yeah. Probably not enough.
Yeah, number one key for me is just quite simply staying out of foul trouble and defending with your feet, not reaching too much, and that's imperative, especially if Anthony Orso is limited or can't go at all in addition to Koa Pete. So important for those bigs, especially in that 1-3-1, like Kelvin said, to not reach and or to not get any kind of offensive fouls. Don't go over the back on offensive rebounds, that kind of thing. No silly fouls. Got to stay in the game. We know they're going to shoot a lot. They don't have really much inside presence. So got to stay on the shooters. If they shoot 10 plus, if they make 10 or more threes at a really high percentage, that could be a big problem for Arizona. So as has been the case all year long, just make sure you get out on the shooters, keep hands in faces. And as you guys both said, Kelvin said about turnovers, I'd like to see less than 12 versus that 1-3-1. Don't get too sped up. Don't try to feed the post through a tight window because that's going to be a big goal, is them trying to get down when the ball comes low, kind of an undersized Baylor team tonight. And as you said, DK, imperative that Arizona dominates the glass tonight, at least by 10. They have size across the board. You have to win the battle of the glass. If Baylor is competitive on the glass and can shoot well, that could be a really long night for the Arizona Wildcats. Yeah, I really think that 24-11 in the second half, TK, is the reason they won. Because if it was anything close, Baylor won the rebounding battle in that first half. Those offensive rebounds that Karchenkov got late and Burry's second chance points and just cleaning up defensive glass, Kelvin, because Baylor under Scott Drew has always been a team that's trying to get shots up and have their athletic, power forward, small forward centers go and get it. So that 24-11 second half might as well been the difference and the reason they came out of Waco with the win.
13 offensive rebounds that led to 25 second chance points. That was a huge underrated stat in this ball game right here. All right, that's what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to beat Baylor, and they did.
Those were today's keys to the game. They're brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
Iron J01 checking in on the YouTube channel says, let's go. All right. Claus Plays, who was also checked in on the pregame show. Shout out to Wildcats Radio. We appreciate you listening, Claus Plays. Our guy K-Dub, who had a birthday last week, says, good to win, but a concerning performance. This is how you lose the 8-9 game in the tournament. Agree or disagree on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, Kelvin, because, again, the issues with the Arizona Wildcats are built to beat anybody, and the East Tennessee State, that Buffalo style, when you've got, 4'5", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" athletes who all kind of take turns taking, getting ISO'd on bigs and taking them off the dribble and hitting open shooters, that is definitely a style that if they're knocking down shots, DK, I mean, one of my keys was if they make 10 or more threes at a good clip, then Baylor may walk out with that. The reason they did it is, again, they went 7 for 22.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's always a cause for concern. But guess what? What are we, 28 games into the season?
Yeah.
2 losses, and both of those by 1 possession each to top 10 teams. Everybody, Kelvin, is going to try to pull something out. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at you because you can't play straight up, right? You can't just come and play Arizona with a straight-up game and walk away with the win 99 out of 100 times. Arizona's going to win that game. So you have to switch your defense up halfway through a possession. You have to try to get ISO mismatches on the bigs, maybe get, Tobe Waco, Mo Krivas in foul trouble, whatever it takes. So I think the coaching staff at Arizona, Kelvin, to me, they're prepared for that kind of thing. And right now it's tough when you've got 2 rotation guys, especially Koa Pete, so versatile as a defender out of the lineup. He solves a lot of those problems because you just put, if somebody's trying to mess with Koa or trying to mess with Mo and you got Koa in the game, he can either come from the other side or you can pre-switch that so that they're trying to drive on Koa, which isn't going to work. So long-term, not necessarily an issue, but of course, he's right. Of course, K-Dub is right that teams that are undersized and athletic that have shooters are always going to be a problem in the NCAA tournament if they get hot and if you're turnover prone, especially.
I was going to say, Tobe Awaka, we played Baylor today. I know he reminded me of Rico Gathers.
Right.
Remember back in the day,
yeah.
Rico ended up getting drafted as a tight end from the Cowboys, 6'6", 285, but he was a ridiculous offensive rebounder as well.
All right, Kelvin, final thoughts on this win.
Hey, these are the type of wins that you got to get when you're getting ready to play the Kansas and Iowa State. It's easy to kind of overlook those teams, and it's easy for those teams to really get up for you because you're coming to their house. And as I said before, that game was circled at the beginning of the year that Arizona was coming to Baylor, and those guys were anticipating that game, and they probably play way better in this game than they're going to play in their next game. They probably lose by 25, right? But they were really locked in. And that's what U of A need at this point in the year. You want as many tough games as possible so you're ready for whatever when you get into the tournament. They took care of they figured out a way to take care of business. Thought they did pretty well at the free throw line. Barry's missed 4, which is I'm not worried about that because I think last game he was like 10 of 11. So with that being said, man, they did what they had to do to get the dub, and that's what it's about at this time of the year. You want to, what they say, survive and advance.
Right. All right, we'll be back at McHale Center Saturday for the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. We'll see you then.
Yes, sir.
All right, final score 87-80. Number 2 Arizona beats Baylor. Hang on the lines if you're on there. We'll get to you. Coach coming up in the scoreboard as we wrap things up after this final timeout on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Morning begins in the Rincon Foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. A community by design.
Now is the perfect time to start your next home renovation project. At the Window Depot, you get factory direct prices, no installers, no middleman, and serious savings. Windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, all in stock and ready to take home today. Perfect for DIYers and contractors who want to save thousands and get materials fast. Your project, your timeline, the best prices. Shop online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't bother me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
The cold Arizona nights are here. Is your furnace ready? For just $59, Rightway is offering a complete system tune-up, ensuring your furnace runs efficiently to keep your home comfortable all season long. Routine maintenance is key to avoiding costly breakdowns. And with over 11,000 five-star Google reviews, you can trust Rightway to get the job done right. Plus, we'll include a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Call Rightway today at 520-640-2665 or visit us at rightwayac.com for your $59 complete system tune-up.
Discover your perfect vehicle at Cactus Auto, Tucson's trusted destination for certified pre-owned cars for over 30 years. They offer a wide range of certified pre-owned vehicles featuring the brands and models you love. Their finance experts are here to provide you with top dollar trade-in offers and help you find the best financing options, regardless of your credit history. With approved credit, enjoy no payments for up to 90 days. Trust Cactus Auto for quality, affordable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by incredible savings and a 7-day exchange guarantee. Visit cactusauto.com.
Hi guys, I'm back. What's new?
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio.
All the Scratch and Dent merchandise has its own new studio.
There were so many Scratch and Dent discounted items. Now they have a place of their own.
I love it. A whole Scratch and Dent studio right next to Tucson Appliance. They don't look like Scratch and Dent,
but it shows in the low prices.
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio. Proud local supporters of the Southern Arizona Heartball. Only at Tucson Appliance, where you are a priority.
The dice are hot and the cash is calling at Casino del Sol. Every day, swipe your Club Soul card for a free entry into our Friday drawings at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 8 p.m. Plus, every 250 slot or table points gets you an extra entry. If your name is drawn, you'll step up and roll the dice. And if you hit 5 of a kind, you'll take home $5,000 in cool cash. Only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Paspoyaki tribe.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
One more throw here for Jaden Bradley. That one is up and good. 87-80 Arizona. Bears can just inbound it here. And from midcourt, Williams won't even shoot it, and there's your final score. Arizona 87, Baylor 80. The Wildcats with a sweep in Texas, and they head home to host Kansas on Saturday.
How sweet it is. The Wildcats get the win over the Bears tonight, 520-848-1290. Final segment of our show. Let's hear from Mauricio. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Gameday, the postgame show.
Yeah, I think the Lord Jesus can save from hell all the way to heaven. The game was great. I mean, wasn't a boring game.
It was
Baylor,
exciting. I thought it was an exciting game, Mauricio.
Yeah, I mean, just because they won 14 games, they're still, they still competed. They're a challenge. But yet, we look at the halftime or when it's 21-14, we're saying we won 25 games, they won 14 games. Come on, U of A, let's go ahead and let's win. And so, eventually, it wasn't like vice versa that we were leading by 7. But then we got, going. We got, catching up and tied it and 50-48 we were leading. And then we were with Jay Baylor, Bradley. He got the team, charged up when it was dunks and then going fast and layups and scoring the baskets too. And that's what we had that mentality to win. And so we got to carry that on throughout the 3 games left now. We can win the last 3 games and then into the tournament. And always having that mentality and winning and going forward. And we should be able to win the national championship. We climbed up already number 2.
Whoa, Mauricio, one step at a time here. One step at a time.
We have faith. We can do it in faith. And like the USA hockey team, we had faith, and we responded and won after 46 years. And we can win it all. We have the team, we have the wins, and we climbed up. We're climbing up again. We can do it. We can do all things.
There you go. Hey, Mauricio, great thoughts as always. We appreciate your call.
Yeah. I knew like Holyfield, he could be the best. He was the best. And I always knew he could beat Tyson. I was telling my brother, one day when they meet, you'll see Holyfield will win. Yeah, Holyfield won. He's underrated too. They always talk about Tyson, but Holyfield was great. He was the best. Yeah, 5-time champion. That's all the U of A too. They're a real team. They can win.
If USA Hockey can end their drought, I think, Mauricio, that Arizona basketball can end their as well. We'll talk to you again over the weekend. Mauricio, thank you.
Yes, God bless you.
There we go.
Let's just hope everybody's earlobes remain unaffected.
There you go. Absolutely. We don't want anybody biting anything or anything of that nature, for sure. All right, let's run down your scores for tonight.
Let's take a look at what's happening today around the rest of the country. The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm.
All right, we outlived the final game of the night in the Big 12, and that was number 19 BYU getting housed at home. They ended up only losing this game by 3 points. They gave up 97 at home to Central Florida.
Are you familiar
led this game by as many as 30?
With the percentage a team chance has to win a game graphic that's popular these days?
Yes.
Yeah, so as the game progresses, they go back up and down with the graph.
Right.
BYU had a 100% chance to lose that game for the last 25 minutes of that game.
100%.
100% chance.
There you go.
Yeah.
Themis Falks had 24 points and 11 assists for Central Florida. A.J. DeBonce had 29 points, 8 rebounds for BYU. In overtime, Oklahoma State beats West Virginia 91-84. That's a big win for them. Drops West Virginia back under 500. Oklahoma State scored the first 7 points of OT. They end a 5-game losing streak with that win. 16th-ranked Texas Tech ended Cincinnati's 4-game win streak, 80-68 in Lubbock tonight. The Red Raiders are 11-4 in conference play. Number 4, Iowa State wins on the road at Utah 75-59. They too are 11-4, heading to Tucson next week. It was Joshua Jefferson with 21 points. Iowa State broke a record for 3-point shots made in that game for their program. TCU beat ASU. ASU loses to TCU 78 tonight. That was the rundown in the Big 12 Conference. Top 25 scoreboard for you. There were a number of games there as well. Tennessee, number 22, beat Missouri, lost at Missouri, 73-69. The Missouri Tigers get the victory there. Number 1, Duke blew out Notre Dame in South Bend, 100-56. How long before their coach gets fired? 24 points, 13 rebounds, 3 steals for Cameron Boozer in that game. Number 3, Michigan rebounds with a win over Minnesota, 77-67. The Wolverines are 16-1 in conference play. Number 11, Virginia wins big over North Carolina State. Thought that might be a more competitive game, but not. 90-61 was the final there. Number 21, Miami of Ohio, 28-0. They beat Eastern Michigan on the road, 74-64. 23rd ranked St. Louis loses for just the third time this season. They fall at Dayton, 77-62. That was your scoreboard on the men's side. And again, on the women's side, Arizona women's basketball wins their home finale senior night as they knock off Houston 75-67. 20 points for Samaya Sugapong. That's your scoreboard.
Real quick before you close that, apparently Notre Dame's head coach had an Achilles injury during that game, Micah Shrewsbury. Jeez. So let's not get him fired if he's going to be going surgery for his Achilles, because apparently I didn't see the play, but apparently
did he try to swing his leg?
I do not know. They got 2 guards who are out with injuries to their lower extremities. So yeah, Micah Shrewsbury apparently 4 hours ago was injured. His Achilles was injured during that Duke blowout loss.
Poor Mike. It's been a tough year for Micah Shrewsbury, and he's probably not going to have a job when the season's over, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so quick recovery for Micah Shrewsbury as he recovers from that. Achilles can be bad things at our age. I'm sure he's around my age, so you never want to see that happen late in life. All right, that is your scoreboard for tonight.
The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm.
All right, let's get Tommy in here. We should be able to get Tommy in and maybe a little bit from Michaela Purdue. If not, Michaela, we'll get to her tomorrow. But here's the head coach, Tommy Lloyd, after an 87-80 win by his Wildcats over Baylor.
With a game that people probably thought we were overlooking, and there's no way we were overlooking this game. I have way too much respect for Scott and for Baylor. We knew it was going to be tough, and I know how much talent they have. They just have had a tough year, but you could see when they put it together how good they really are. And man, they seem like they had an answer for everything today. But I'm just super proud of our guys for hanging in there. And that was just a hang with it game. Hang with it. And it took incredible toughness and fortitude from our guys. And, I don't know what narrative people have about our program, but if it doesn't start with toughness, they're not doing their homework. So really proud of the guys, and just thought there was a bunch of great individual efforts that we can get into, here in a few minutes.
Questions for Coach? We'll get a microphone to you. Well, it looked like in the first half that was kind of that game you're talking about, like guys maybe not struggling in a lot of ways, but second half got everything going. What was the difference? Kind of, it seemed like you had a little bit of everything.
I don't know if we got our defense going, so it's not quite so we got everything going in the second half. But you're right.
Rebounding.
But you're right. But I think these seasons are long, and these games are tough, and they can be emotional, and so sometimes, when you get punched like that and you're on the road, it's easy to say, hey, today's not our day. And, our guys just don't have that kind of character. And, the toughness, you get from a senior leader like Bradley, the toughness you get from a freshman guard, like Burries, was incredibly special. I mean, I thought those two guys were awesome today. And then I thought Yvonne, the game might not have came really easy to him today, but he made some really key plays down the stretch with offensive rebounds and hustle. And that was inspiring to see.
You mentioned just maybe the level of basketball that was played today, 35 scouts in attendance watching this game specifically. Yeah. What did you see out there of just those big names going at it, both for Baylor?
Well, I mean, that's just another day in the Big 12. I'm not a guy that counts how many scouts there, and it doesn't, make it a more important game or not. Sure those scouts like good basketball, and I thought, there was a lot of good players on the court today that are going to probably play at their level in the near future. So hopefully those guys represented themselves well.
Coach, you kind of mentioned another day in the Big 12. How difficult is this league? I mean, you look at the stretch that you're kind of ending here, and it's no joke. And just how hard is it?
Yeah, we're in the thick of it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think all you got to do is look at Baylor's record in conference, and that's all you need to know. If you watch them play today and you see their record in conference, that's all you need to say about the Big 12. That's how hard it is on a day in and day out basis. And they got a great coach, and it just shows, that it's a thin line between, having a successful season and not having a successful season. And none of us coaches should ever take it for granted, because Scott's one of the best in the business, and it's just they're having a tough go right now. But, to me, that looks like that team that's kind of building for the Big 12 tournament that could, cause some damage, once they get into a knockout tournament scenario.
Coach, 13 offensive rebounds for you guys, including some big ones down the stretch. Just how big was that for you guys?
Well, it's huge. I mean, it's the best insurance policy you can have on offense. For one, let's take care of the ball. But two, offensive rebounding, it goes a long way to helping you with your efficiency. We really challenged our guys at halftime. We were behind on the glass and we were behind in the turnover game. And, we need to be a little more committed in those two areas to see if we could, get on the uptick. And our guys did a great job coming out the second half and kind of, setting for the standard for how we wanted to play in the second half. I think by that first media timeout, I think we'd kind of already cut into the lead or tied the game. So, and then from there, it was literally felt like a one possession game for 15 minutes.
Tommy, what is Braden all the way back from whatever he was dealing with, and what happened the last couple of days been like for him, and then Deli having to rehab that ankle?
Yeah, I mean, listen, our training staff, Doc Saker, J-Rock in rounds did an incredible job with our guys. And, Deli, he's a stud. He told me before the game he felt 100%. I don't think he looked 100%, but for him to say that shows his competitive character. And you see him tweaking that ankle out there and hanging with it. We just don't have a lot of options right now. We just got to get through it. And our medical staff's doing a great job, making our guys available. And I think we hopefully have some reinforcements coming soon, which they'll be welcomed. I just think the toughness that our guys are showing physically right now of dealing with some, everyone's banged up. So I'm not saying we're more hurt than anybody else, but you also have to deal with it, and you have to fight to get wins in these games, and our guys are doing a great job fighting for the program.
Well, just following up, you mentioned reinforcements, but I assume maybe one of them is Koa. Is that a sign that he's pretty close?
That would be a great reinforcement. I think I haven't got nothing confirmed, but I think we're hopefully nearing the point where he'll be able to play soon.
Anything else for Coach? Bruce, go ahead.
Let's turn it into a Bruce and Tommy one-on-one.
Well, I don't know how many you all want me to fire away at you here, but I was just wondering about what is your trajectory now, having these kind of tough couple of days, and then this huge homestand coming up, and the last homestand for seniors.
I mean, we have to shower up, get on that plane, and we have to have our best kind of recovery, re-energizing day of the year tomorrow. And kind of build back, and it's been a tough stretch the last couple of weeks, and obviously we have an incredibly tough weekend coming at home, but we welcome that, and we're excited for the opportunity. I know our fans are going to be excited to welcome the boys back to town, and I'm sure Saturday will be a pretty good environment, and I'm sure Monday will as well.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
W-I-L-D. Cats. W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats. Wild about the Cats.
How about that, Jada? 35 NBA scouts from 21 NBA teams were at that game tonight. That's a lot. Hawks, Celtics, Hornets, Bulls. The Cavaliers weren't there. Suns were there, though. So a lot of eyes on that game this evening in Waco, Texas, which the Wildcats win 87-80. Any final thoughts real quick, G-Dub?
Yeah, just hope they can get back, get healthy, and to wrap out the season. But these 2 wins, Baylor, played great tonight. And the win in Houston, I still stand, might be the best win of the season, being a little bit undermanned. So great trip to Texas. Looking forward to them getting back home and getting healthy.
Reinforcements are coming, as Tommy Lloyd said after the ball game. I'd like to thank everybody that was a part of these broadcasts tonight. We had Dusty Dale over on the FM side, K-Hit 107.5. We had David Dragon Ball Amata here on the AM side, as well as we had JW Madden as well, and Dragon Ball over on Freedom 1400 on the women's basketball game this evening, which the ladies won over the Houston Cougars. We'll be back with you tomorrow. DK on the Sports Tip will be live at Showtime Cards, so come out there and join us on Speedway just east of Craycroft. We'll be there from 3 to 6. We'll hear from Michaela Purdue on the show tomorrow as she spoke after the game. For JW Madden, for Kelvin Efon, I'm David Kelly giving that final score one more time in front of 7,126 at the Foster Pavilion. Number 2, Arizona 87, Baylor 80. The Big 12 championship is closer. Bear down, Arizona.
Cats. W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats. Wild about the Cats.
Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station.